Hello everyone, welcome back to Saanvi Imagines, and today I'm going to show you guys how to code a simple app in code.org. So I'm over here in code.org and you're going to go to start a new project in App Lab. Once you're in App Lab, going to start coding our app. So let's go to designs. And first we're going to name our screen. Going to name it the welcome screen. Now we need to set the design for the screen. So I'm going to go with the first label. To get a label, you hold down your mouse and drag it out. It's going to be the title. I'm just going to name it title. For each thing, you have to have an ID. And go here and change the title. To change the color, go to text color and just write the color you want. Go with black. To change the size, go to font size. Change it. I'm going to go with 25. And you can stretch the text box like this and hold down your mouse and so you can move it. Okay, now I'm gonna add some buttons. To add a button, you have to see where it says buttons and drag it out onto the place that you want it to be. You can add how many buttons you want. This is gonna be mine button, and then you can name your button anything you want. I'm gonna make a color app, so I'm gonna name this button green. Change the background color of your button. Go over here and change the background color. If you want a different shade of your color, just click on this and change it. Okay, and change the text. Go up to the text and type the text that you want. And you change the size of a button the same way that you would change a label size. Okay, you can use this to design your app. Okay, so this is the setup of the app. Now we're gonna make our app do something. Let's go over here to code. So as you can see, if we try to run this and click the buttons, nothing will happen because we haven't put anything in the code yet. So we're gonna do something like this. So you're gonna drag out on event right here. On event, and then you're gonna put in the ID of the first button. So mine is green, so I'm gonna type in green. So on the clicked button of green, on the click, what's gonna happen? So for me, mine is gonna be a color app. The background of this screen is gonna turn green. For that to happen, on event, green, on the button green, on the click, to make the screen turn green, we're gonna use something called set property. Set property is to change something on the screen. Let's drag out set property, and the ID is what you want to set the property of. So the ID of the screen is called the welcome screen. Set property welcome screen. Now we need to put background color because that's what I need to change. Background color. Then just type in the color in quotation marks. Green. Let's run. When I press green, it turns green. Okay, now let's repeat these steps for red and blue. I'm going to demonstrate it one more time for red. Drag out the on event, then put the ID of the button, which is going to be red. make sure you type it exactly the same as ID is, because if I put lowercase red, it's not gonna work. We need uppercase red, and it'll change red on the click. On event red, click. Then what is it gonna do? That's what we have to put here. It's the background to turn red, and we have to set the property of the welcome screen background color to red in quotation marks. Red. Okay, let's run it. So green, it'll turn green. If red, it'll turn red. Now I'm gonna repeat this exact same steps of code for the blue. Okay, so now I've written the code for all 3 buttons. Let's run it. When you press the green button, the screen turns green. When you press the red button, the screen turns red. When you press the blue button, the screen turns blue. Okay, but what if we want multiple screens in our program? Then this is what you do. You go to design, drag out this screen onto the screen. You have a new screen. Name the screen whatever you want. I'm gonna name this screen as a login screen, because now I'm going to teach you how to have the user who's using your app log in to your app. You can change the background color or the image, but I'm going to leave it white. Okay, so to do that, we have to add some labels and text input. Text input is like what they can input into your computer, what they can type. So we're going to drag out that text input. You can change the size, but I'm going to leave it like that. Let's name this as name. Drag out a label for the title. I'm going to title this as login page. Login, and the text will say also login. You can change the color and the size. Okay, and you can move it around too. I'm going to drag another label out here. And I'm going to name this label username label. And the text is going to say username. So the person knows that they have to type their username over here. Yeah, username. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing for password. Let's drag another of these text input boxes. Leave it there. Now let's add a label. I'm going to name this password label. Password label. Label. And it's just going to say password. So when you run this program, it'll start over here, but you might be wondering how to get it go to the next page. You have to add one last button over here. I'm going to call this the transition button. It's going to say next, and we have to program this button to go to the next screen, which is called the login screen. So let's go to code that. So again, on the event transition, on the click, now we're not going to do set property, we're going to do set screen. Scroll down, drag out set screen. This means it's going to change screen. It's going to set this screen to login screen. Okay, now let's run. And as you can see, this means that there's an error with the code. It says, and you can read it, the on-event ID parameter refers to an ID transition which does not exist. So that can happen. What you do to debug is go to design, click on it, and then copy this. And that's how you can debug your programs. To make this go away, just click clear and it goes away, and click on this to change your code. Press Control V and it's there. Now let's run our program. Green, red, blue. Click on next. Just like that, takes us to the next login screen. And the user can add anything. They can add their username. And they can add any password that they want. Something cool that you could do with this, go to design, switch screens, then click on this. There's also something called placeholder. You can write, please enter your username. This is just rough, so when the person enters, I'll just go away so they can enter their username. That's something cool that will give specific instructions, so I'm gonna put that in. Please enter your username. Please enter your password. Okay, this is how you can make a sample login page. Now, what you want to do to validate the password so the person doesn't just put any password and let them go is this. Go to your code. Then we're going to go to the control and make an if statement. So it's going to check if, then we're going to go to mind. If, see the ID of this, text input 2, text input 2 is equal to, then make your password with quotation marks. If it's equal to my secret, then I'm going to use write. Then write login successful. Text input 2 has not been declared yet. Okay, then we can run it and see what happens. Okay, so this is there because we did include a variable. So go to variables, drag out a variable right over here, and we're going to enter this. So var text underscore input 2 equals Okay, so variable text input 2 equals, we need to go to UI controls and drag out the get text position. So get text. Okay, so get text, put it over here. And then we're going to put something in get text with quotation marks. Okay, so inside the get text quotation marks, we're going to put the same thing, text input 2. And then, as you can see, all of the debugging consoles have gone. Now let's run it and see what happens. Run, green, red, blue, that works. Next, and then we can put in our password and username. And then we need to put a button which will run this program that we did. So let's go to design, switch to the login screen, and put in a button. They'll say, let's login BTN. Just say login. And now we're going to put this code inside this. So let's do this. On event, log in on the click. Put this in here and this inside here as well. Now let's run it. Okay, yeah, so when we run it, we get to choose a color over here. So I'll quickly do that. Okay, so I fixed that little debug. I forgot to put the BTN. So on the event login BTN clicked. Let's run it. Choose color, green, red, blue. Next, please enter your username. You could just type in your name. Please enter your password. Now, watch. So we put that text input equals my secret. So if I don't put my secret, then nothing will happen. But if I do put my secret, then it will write login successful. If you want something to happen, if the password is not my secret, here's how I do that. Let's just reset this so we can code. Add a plus. Click on plus sign. So the if statement is if the password is my secret. If it's not my secret, that's else. So if it's not my secret, then let's put in the right thing. Then it will write the password is wrong. Please try again. Let's run our program. Green, red, blue. Next, let's put in our username. Let's put in our password. So if I put like another random password, it'll say password is wrong. Please try again. Oh, yeah. And let's reset. Let's run it. And if we put the correct password, my secret, it'll become as login successful. But what if you don't want it to appear at the top right corner? What if you want it to put over here? Okay, then you can also do that. But first you have to remove these right texts. And you gotta go to design and put a label in our login screen. The label has to be put on the exact spot that you want your text to go. It's gonna leave as label 1, and we're gonna erase all the text and drag this out and put it there. Okay. This ID is called label 1. Just gonna copy that. We'll see. Let's go to our code. And instead of right, we're gonna put set text. We're gonna put set text on there, and I'm gonna set the text to the ID of the label, which is gonna be label 1, and the text is gonna be login success or something else. Like, you don't have to put login successful. I'm gonna put login is valid, and else then we're gonna set the text to label 1, set the text to login is failed. Okay, let's run our program. Green, red, blue. Next, login username. Let's put the wrong password this time, and it came as login is failed. Let us put the right password this time, and it came as login is valid. And yeah, this is how you make a login screen. And this is basically the basics of making an app. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you know when I post new videos. Bye!